cracking venue because it's now sort of like got the feel of it's the amateur rugby league's version of Wembley, if you see what I mean. I've been sat in crowd and I've looked at coaches before and I thought, you know what, I'd love to be you one day, and this weekend I've got that day.
Before we get to this weekend's big final, how's the season gone thus far for West Leeds?
Yeah, we've had a good season, to be fair. During the Winter League campaign, we played some teams that had some very more experienced players than ourselves. We actually managed to fulfil every fixture, played a really good game against all these teams that have got like the more experienced players in there. And we actually managed to match them, to be fair. We always got good points on board, but we also let a lot more points in, I'm afraid. So we ended up getting one win in the Winter League, which was against Wibsey, but against the likes of Bolton, Featherstone, Wigan, we was always competing, but we were just not quite there. So we did really, really well. But going into the Summer League campaign, ahead of this week's final, we set off 3 weeks in the Cup. We've had 2 really, really good wins. We suffered a defeat to Stanley. And the Sunday just gone, we had our opening game of the Summer League against Fryston. And we were successful in a 30 points to 4 win. So, yeah, we've been really, really good at the moment.
And with regards to the setup, when you go on the website, you're struck by, all the different age ranges, not just in the women's game, but the men's game as well. But cracking work being done, encouraging junior rugby league. Just give us a flavour about the age ranges that are there at West Leeds, particularly on the women's side of things.
Yeah, so on the ladies' side, we've got a lady called Tracy who does the tots, the brand new starters, age ranging from 4, 5, 6. Then you've got Emma Clixby who does like the under 8s. That's a really good bunch at the moment. They're thriving in numbers. Then you go up to the under 12s, and then you've got the under 16s. They've been seeing about 8 or 9 players at the moment, and we've been sort of like joining in with another team that's maybe got low numbers as well, joining forces against these teams that's actually got the luxury of like a complete team at that own age group. Just recently, we've lost our clubhouse, so to say that everybody's been training on the little bit of training land that we've got in the lighting capacity that we've had, we're hoping in the next few months to be able to raise the rest of the funds to be able to get our new clubhouse. So once we get sort of like a base again with an actual clubhouse and a building to show people what the club actually represents, I dare say that it would be another good community field as well, because at the moment with no clubhouse, it's just a rugby pitch and changing rooms. When we get the new clubhouse, it will actually be somewhere for the kids to come. And obviously with the past trophies that's been won, we can build the clubhouse into like the history of the club again. So hopefully we'll get more juniors coming in, seeing the history of the club, seeing the old winners of the club and all the trophies. And hopefully we can get a better recruitment drive within next 6 months. But we've just got to get this build up and going first.
And that goes back to, this cup final, the spotlight that gets put on the
it
club.
Does.
I trust you're going to make use of all this extra exposure over the weekend for this, just a bit of extra fundraising and that side of things.
We're just hoping. So yeah, we'll try anything. We as a section we did a sponsorship last year of a sponsored walk, which was 10 miles around the area to raise ourselves some new kit costs. Obviously, we've got new players coming in from elsewhere, which has been good for ladies. So we needed to get some stuff that sort of like matched for everybody, rather than people turning up in old stuff, new stuff, not so good stuff. So within the next few months, the actual ladies section is going to do another recruitment drive. We actually raised just short of £2,000 for our own kit. So, like I said, if we can do a sectional fundraiser and get anywhere within £2,000 again, then obviously that's all going to help. Every penny helps, to be fair, and any pair of hands will help. But the more help we can get, the better, and sooner the better, really, and then we can get this club up and running.
Yeah, I saw on the website that the mini sessions in full swing now. So it's things like that, isn't it? And when it comes to this cup final, it's going to be live on our league. How important is that level of exposure and, getting through to cup finals like this for encouraging that younger generation to keep at it and flourish?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I come down quite early to training field, and if there's any coaches struggling as well with any drills, or if they want a little bit of a laugh, obviously with kids, I'll help out with any of them. So the experience being a nice thing as well, because obviously kids look up to you as well. So when their training sessions are finishing, we just start, and you get a couple of people just watching the first 10 or 15 minutes of our session. So obviously, I'm not one of the best coaches out there, but what I do is my way of coaching. So, and it's nice to see some young ones staying back and watching. So, but yeah, you can only coach one way.
Saying that, you're through to a cup final this weekend at Featherstone, taking on Fev Lions. What's your thoughts on this challenge on Sunday?
We've played Featherstone Lionesses 2 times in Winter League. First time was down at our place. It wasn't a very big points margin. It was, I think it was within the region of 28 points to 12 in the first game. And down at their place, it wasn't a million miles different. It was about 30 points to 16 in second outing. So, yeah, we've put points on board. It's a very big challenge again this weekend. I know the Featherstone Lions coach Les very well. Been very good mates with him for some years. I know the calibre of players that he's bringing into players, which in a testament in itself must be good for West Leeds, because they're calling on all their experienced players to play against us. So that in itself to me is, if somebody's got to go and call on like the more experienced players and bring a big bunch of girls together, then obviously I wouldn't say we pose a threat, but they know they're going to have a game on their hands. So to me in itself, that's a good thing, them having to bring that type of players in to play against us.
And how good is it as well? I mentioned our league, but WRLA and getting this venue at Featherstone Rovers too. I mean, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant showcase, isn't it?
Definitely is. I've seen a few women's finals now down at Featherstone, along with all the boys, juniors, men's finals. It's a cracking venue because it's now sort of like got the feel of it's the amateur rugby league's version of Wembley, if you see what I mean. I've been sat in crowd and I've looked at coaches before and I thought, you know what, I'd love to be you one day. And this weekend I've got that day.
And just a final question, just about the fans, because we touched upon how many kids are at the club and volunteers and that, but as a result of that, I'm imagining there's going to be a decent sized crowd cheering on West Leeds this weekend. What's your message to them before this cup final?
Well, I'd just like to thank all the fans that's followed us so far. We went all the way up to Barrow in Furness in Cumbria a few weeks ago to play round 1 of the cup. We had at least 15 to 20 followers then. So for 15 people to travel all the way up there, nearly 3.5 hours down the road, we've got a good convoy of people going to follow us from down here. We're on about meeting down at the club, so we can go down in convoy in cars and make a bit of a journey of it and go down in convoy and get the day rolling from the off, really.